It's a heavyweight showdown in London. Dan Tom here with MMA Junkie to help you break down the main event for UFC London between Tom Aspinall and Marcin Tybura. Tybura, despite suffering some tough losses earlier in his UFC career, quietly had a resurgence, winning 7 out of his last 8 fights. Don't let that baby face fool you, folks. The man has some experience. He's well-rounded and dangerous, especially if you underestimate him. But he's going to have to use all those skills and then some to test the oncoming Aspinall, who will be returning to the scene of the crime of sorts. In fact, it was the very same arena, the O2 Arena, just a year to the day, July 23rd. We will be seeing him this Saturday on the 22nd. Of course, he had a very bad, nasty knee injury really early into the fight, unfortunately for all parties, when he faced Curtis Blaydes and suffered his first career UFC loss, that is. And we'll need to show kind of that he can bounce back, the state he's in, how healthy he's in. Of course, heavyweights, these men are arguably very young for the division, so let's hope they come in good health. We get a good show this Saturday. At the time of this video, the odds makers and the public are heavily favoring Tom Aspinall in the neighborhood of -480, with a comeback on your underdog Tybura in the neighborhood of +330. Now, seeing anything wider than like 2 or 3 to 1 lines as a spread goes in heavyweight MMA, well, that's enough to make me squint eyes at, because this is a very volatile sport in itself, much less when you're talking about the big boys. And when it comes to upsetting the odds makers, well, Tybura is no stranger to that. He's won more often than not as an underdog, at least so it feels as of late. So count him out at your own peril there. That being said, I actually do like the favorite side, Aspinall, here. Kind of like in my Curtis Blaydes breakdown, which we didn't really get to see play out, unfortunately. I think Aspinall can get the surprise and the jump on fighters who are used to kind of pushing those games. Now, Tybura is no Curtis Blaydes, but kind of is in the sense of how we traditionally think of Curtis Blaydes, how Curtis Blaydes, maybe not as of late, but traditionally has fought. You know, Tybura is a grinder in that sense. Of course, Tybura can strike. He actually can strike well from both stances, but he tends to grind things out, and against an explosive athlete like Aspinall, don't be surprised if he tries to make this ugly. That being said, I think 5 rounds is too long of a time against a proven finisher like Aspinall. I hope Tybura can extend this fight so we can see more of Tom Aspinall. But give me Aspinall inside the distance. For more on each man's game as well as potential victory paths for both parties, go to my in-depth breakdown at MMAJunkie.com, where you can find results this weekend.